Hello and welcome to Outsiders Weather and the Skeptics Ice Age Watch, where it's the last month of spring in Britain, the time of the darling buds of May, a phrase coined by Shakespeare. Of course, why would anyone learn Shakespeare these days when they can concentrate on studying global warming and the gender fluidity of the First Nations? But I digress. The darling buds of May refers to the opening buds that herald the warm summer season ahead, and to the freshness and exuberance of youth as it turns towards adult maturity. A time of optimism and beautiful, balmy, sunny weather. A time to fall in love, as indeed was captured in the whimsical Yorkshire TV series, The Darling Buds of May, starring the brilliant David Jason and the beautiful Catherine Zeta-Jones when she was just a young Welsh lass.
Listen, don't thank me, you thank the General, it was his idea.
Oh, General, thank you. Oh, Mum. Oh, Mr. Charlton, I'm so happy I think I'll kiss you too.
Oh!
But hang on, something's gone terribly wrong with this picture of the idyllic British springtime. There's snow in May, reported an astonished BBC this week. Yes, snow started falling this week and was deep enough by Wednesday to allow the Lake District Ski Club to reopen its slopes. Members were giddy with excitement at the unusual sight of snow-covered mountains in May. A bewildered club president, Mike Sweeney, exclaimed through chattering teeth, "I haven't seen snow at this time of year ever before." And he is right. You see, according to Electroverse, following its coldest April since 1922, England is now on for its coldest May since 1659, the year after Oliver Cromwell, the Lord Protector of England, Scotland and Wales, had just died after ruling for 5 years. Again, not that you need bother learning this at school because you've probably got enough on your plate studying the successful agricultural methods of the First Nations in combating catastrophic climate change and gender inequality. But 10 years earlier, Oliver Cromwell and his Roundheads had seized power after defeating Charles I in the English Civil War. Ultimately, it came down to a power struggle between Parliament and the King.
And this king, by his dishonesties, by his treasons, and by his secret treaties with foreign powers, has shown himself to be ill-fitted to govern this great nation.
The lesson here, kiddies, is don't be a king who signs his nation up to foreign powers, or you might find yourself accused of treason. Oliver Cromwell lopped King Charles I's head off for that, leading to the naming of many wonderful English pubs in his honour. So it wasn't all that bad. I'm joking. Good pub, this one, I've been there. But there might be a bit of a warning there for his namesake, the future King Charles III, and his constant advocating for the neo-fascist corporatist Great Reset. If this isn't treasonously selling Britain and Australia out to foreign interests, I don't know what is.
We have no alternative, because otherwise, unless we take the action necessary and we build again in a greener and more sustainable and more inclusive way, then we will end up having more and more pandemics and more disasters from ever accelerating global warming and climate change. So this is the one moment, as you've all been saying, when we have to make as much progress as we can.
What a complete fruitcake. But the year 1659 is also important because it's the start date of the Central England Temperature Recordings, the CET dataset I have referred to here before, which is a helpful resource for us to measure real, as opposed to made up and phony, homogenised historical temperature records such as we are blessed with here in Australia. And what the CET dataset reveals in this time of supposed catastrophic global heating is that England is on for its coldest May in more than 3.5 centuries. Regular viewers will not be surprised to learn that 1659 falls within the early stages of the Maunder minimum, which ran from 1645 to 1715 and was a period of reduced global temperatures correlating with historically low solar activity, during which the sun was often devoid of sunspots for years and even decades at a time. Sound familiar? What the English are experiencing this May is uncannily similar to the extreme lows documented during the last full-blown grand solar minimum when Oliver Cromwell's army ruled the land. Oliver's army. Now, if only some 1970s pop star had written a song about that.
Don't start talking.